Hi, all you beautiful women of Big and any men that may be with us today. Thank you for joining, and I'm so happy to once again be speaking to you all, albeit recorded today. As you know, I've been a longtime supporter and a big fan of Big, Tara, and all of the wonderful women across the various pods. My name is Sandra Fava, and I am a partner with the law firm of Fox Rothschild, and I specialize exclusively in the area of family law. Primarily, I've dedicated my practice to clients dealing with issues of divorce, post-divorce issues, as well as planning before a marriage, specifically prenuptial agreements, which is something that I'm going to talk to you all about today. The importance of a prenuptial agreement and why perhaps you may want to consider one either for yourself or recommend one to a family member or a friend, or just have knowledge about exactly what it does and doesn't do in case the issue ever comes up as a topic of conversation. So a prenuptial agreement is a binding contract between two people entered into before they get married. What it can do is it can outline in detail their rights and obligations should the marriage end. That may be by either way of divorce or by death of one or both of the parties. Now, that's not to say that a prenuptial agreement can or should take the place of will or any estate planning. In fact, it should work in conjunction with estate planning just to make sure that all of the documents across the board are cohesive and consistent in what the parties desire their wishes to be. What it can't do is it can't contract away certain rights under the law in the state of New Jersey. Prenuptial agreements are governed by state statute. So what I'm talking about today really only applies to the couples that are intending to reside permanently within the state of New Jersey, which would mean that New Jersey would have jurisdiction over their matter. There is a federal statute that has been adopted by the state of New Jersey. It's the New Jersey Prenuptial Agreement Act. And that tells us, as attorneys, the things that we should be guided by and what we need to consider when we're helping our clients plan for their future. A lot of people think prenuptial agreements are awkward or make situations more difficult, but I would tell you in my experience of nearly 16 years that that's really not the case. I think that the taboo of the prenuptial agreement conversation has diminished greatly, if not disappeared in its entirety, as people are getting married older or as there are more second or third marriages. People are wiser to, just going in with their eyes open and everybody having an open and honest dialogue about what the expectations are and what each side wants to bring to the marriage and wants to do during the marriage and what wants to happen if the marriage should end. So I think the important part is, having a conversation and making sure that, there's no surprise and that they know that this is coming. Another important piece of a prenuptial agreement is that to make sure that you disclose all of your assets and liabilities, everything, no surprises, no hidden secrets, and that it's done well in advance of the actual date of the marriage. Those are the two I would call big factors that need to make sure you're aware of, so that if a prenuptial agreement is ever challenged for validity purposes, there cannot be an argument made that somebody withheld information on something or that it was signed on the eve of a wedding and done, under duress or pressure, of those types of issues. Prenuptial agreements really make people feel very secure and provide a lot more certainty in the event that marriages dissolve. We know that statistically, more than 50% of marriages end up in divorce. That's the current statistics. COVID has even increased that number by 10 to 15%, depending on what studies you read. It's a stressful time for everyone, and the world is just simply changing. And like I said earlier, people who are marrying later in life that have acquired and accumulated more assets, people who have family wealth that they're looking to preserve or protect, these are important documents and considerations for them to have in advance of a wedding. What a prenuptial agreement cannot do is it cannot allow you to contract away any rights, whether it's custodial or financial obligations, for future children or current children that the couple may have together. Other than that, they can be very creative in setting forth support obligations to each of the parties and the distribution of any assets and debts. So it's important that at least it's a consideration, or at least that people know that it's an option that may be very well suited for their particular circumstance. If you know of anybody who would like to learn more about prenuptial agreements, or maybe just needs to talk to somebody about their particular circumstances, please, I'd love to speak to them, and you can have them reach out to me, Sandra Fava at Fox Rothschild. You can follow me on Twitter, NJ Divorce Law. You can also follow my Facebook page, as well as my personal website, www.asksandrafava.com. I have some podcasts and other videos that I've done through Zoom with more information. Hope to see you all soon. Have a wonderful holiday. Bye.